Yo, it's more Nard. I hope everybody's having a good day. That's the new intro for the channel. It's more Nard. I hope you guys like it. But yeah, man, this is my new channel that I want everybody to know about, because I'm gonna be posting on here about 3 to 4 uploads a day, maybe even 5, man. So I'm just trying to grind out the content because I love content, man. I'm a content streamer. I'm a streamer, so I just love posting content and informational videos and stuff like that. So this video is all about SypherPK. He is one of my favorite streamers. He's just so knowledgeable and he's so smart when it comes to these informational videos. I'm gonna start learning from him. So the new cars, there's a new cars update that's coming up pretty soon, and he can explain it better than I can. So this is why you guys are gonna see his perspective of his video. I'm also gonna link his original video down below in the description, so you guys can check out his channel and go subscribe to him, because man, he's changing my whole mindset of how I want to run my main channel and this channel. So he's a big inspiration for me. So make sure you guys go in the description, go subscribe to him, and enjoy this video that he talks about the new cars, guys, because I'm excited about this new cars update. So yeah, man, make sure you guys smash the like button. It's your boy Nard.
We've seen the vehicles in the trailers. We've seen them in the loading screens. So we know for a fact that they are coming this season. They are already in the game. The cars that you see under the water or near certain areas are going to be, you're going to be able to use those cars and drive around the map with them. We've had vehicles in the past, but this is going to work a lot differently. This is not like the go-karts or the quad crashers. Or the boards. These vehicles are going to come in different sizes with different health pools, and they are going to use fuel. So the basic story is that the water is going to start receding, and we've already seen proof that this is going to happen. The water level is going to start going down, and we're going to discover new POIs and rediscover areas of the map that have been underwater and how they've changed. That's also going to include, you know, the vehicles and then the roads that are, you know, now available. Because if cars were available right now, it would be a little bit weird due to the fact that most of the map's underwater. You're not going to be able to really drive the car through the water, or at least it's going to be a little bit awkward, like the boat driving through the land. So let's look at the different vehicles that we have available that are coming up. There are 4 different vehicles. We have a small car, a medium-sized car, a large car, and then a truck. And each of these vehicles are going to have different health pools, and they're going to require different fuel. And the fact that these vehicles are going to require fuel means that most likely there's going to be a way to refuel the vehicles, most likely through the gas stations. So I'm wondering if these gas stations are going to have, like, you know, gas pumps that are indestructible, that cannot break. And I'm curious as to how the refuel mechanic is gonna work. Is it going to be like a quick stop where you can just stop by the gas station for like 10 seconds and your car is back up to full? Or is it going to require like a 20-30 second charge up time? Do you have to park near the gas station, or do you have to jump out of the car and actually like use the gas pump? I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but if I had to guess, there will be a mechanic to refuel your car with gas. And speaking of the, you know, gas requirement, we have done the math and we figured out how long each vehicle can drive nonstop before it has to refuel. Now, keep in mind, there are different variables involved with this, because each vehicle can boost and you'll use up more of your gas, and the vehicles can leak gas, which probably means you got shot at, or they shot, you know, your gas tank and it's leaking. And while it's leaking, obviously you're going to be losing gas at a much faster rate. But assuming you're not getting shot at and you're not using the boost, the small car has a full capacity of 100 for the gas tank, and it uses 0.375 fuel per second. Now, I'm just gonna tell you guys the actual numbers of how long it can drive, instead of telling you all that extra stuff that you probably don't need to know, because we already did the math for you guys. So the small car is gonna be able to drive for 4 minutes and 24 seconds, assuming you are not boosting and you're not getting shot at, so you're not leaking gas. 4 minutes, 24 seconds nonstop. The medium and large car both will be able to drive for 3 minutes and 20 seconds nonstop. They both have the same, you know, values, but it's a little bit different. I'll get into that in a second. And then the truck will be able to drive for 5 minutes nonstop. The truck has the longest capacity to be able to just drive nonstop. And here is what we know so far on the details of these numbers, okay? So the truck, or I mean the cars are going to spawn in with a certain amount of fuel. It's not going to always have full fuel right when you spawn in. It's going to go anywhere from 40% to 100% fuel, just depending on RNG and randomness. So it's not always going to be the same amount. On top of that, when you are boosting with the small car, it's going to use 5 fuel per second while boosting. So you're going to have the option to drive really fast and accelerate, but you're going to use 5 fuel per second versus the 0.375, which means with the small car, you can only boost for 20 seconds before you're completely out of fuel. So you're going to have to use that wisely. We don't know exactly how fast these vehicles are going to move with and without the boost, but with such a harsh penalty for boosting, I'm assuming the boost is going to have a really, really fast push to it, similar to how the quad crasher used to boost. But instead of, having it on a timer like the quad crasher or a build up, this one's just going to rely on fuel. So you can use it whenever you want and use it for as long as you want, as long as you still have fuel. The medium car is going to be using 5 fuel to boost as well. But the large car, even though the medium and large car both can drive nonstop for the same distance, the large car requires a lot more gas to boost. It's going to require 9% of your fuel to boost per second. But the large car does have a small benefit, is that the fuel tank can be filled up to 150 instead of just 100. All the other cars, including the trucks, are 0 to 100, but the large car can have 150% fuel, which gives you a little bit more room to boost and kind of before you run out of fuel. And then the trucks, like I said, they drive the longest at 5 minutes, but they also require the most amount of fuel when boosting. It's going to be 10% fuel per second. So you can only boost for 10 seconds in the truck before you're completely out of gas. I'm assuming when you're out of gas, you can't drive the car anymore, or maybe you drive extremely slow. Point is, you got to go. Most likely, you're going to have to go to a gas station to refuel the car in order to keep moving. So how is this going to affect Fortnite? What do I think about this? First of all, before I even get to that, we can see that in the leak, there is a minimum amount of vehicles that will spawn and a maximum amount of vehicles that will spawn. And like I said, they spawn with certain percentages of fuel. The health of these vehicles, the small car is 800. And then the medium is 1,000. And the large car and the truck, I assume, are both at 1,200. So they have a decent amount of health. This compares pretty much to most of the vehicles that have been in the game. I'm also assuming that the windows of the vehicles and the cars are going to work similar to the helicopter right now, where the helicopter, when it spawns and it's fresh, it has windows that kind of protect you from getting shot. But if those windows break from bullets, you're going to be able to get shot through the windows and just immediately, get beamed. So you probably have to be careful about getting shot through the windows. All those vehicles they'll probably work the same way as the helicopter. So guys, this is going to be a really good change for the game because we've been asking for mobility for a long time, and it's clear that Epic is finally listening and doing a lot of changes that we've been asking for as a community. So we do have a lot more mobility this season, but now more than ever, we're going to have the consistency of these vehicles that are spawning. One thing that's still kind of missing at times is certain locations on the edge of the map. You end up landing there and not really having a good time, mainly because of the fact that you might not have a guaranteed mobility option. You might not have a guaranteed boat or a geyser or a launch pad. I remember back in the Chapter 1, Season 1 map, I used to land Snobby Shores. And every time I landed in Snobby, I would, loot up. And then there would be a guaranteed quad crasher. And I would take that quad crasher and just fly to the circle. Wherever the circle is, the circle could have pulled all the way across the map. And I could fly across the map and I'm good to go. That does not happen as much anymore. There are certain locations where you're just too far in the edge of the map and you're not able to guarantee that you're going to be able to rotate without taking a lot of storm damage. even with all the mobility we have right now, it can still be problematic. The storm can still end up getting you killed. But now we're going to have these guaranteed cars that are probably going to spawn in certain locations all over the map. And you're going to have the option to at least hop in these cars and run away from the storm if you need to, or rotate and maneuver. And they don't seem like they're going to be too overpowered. You're probably going to be able to run people over with them and maybe do like 50 damage, maybe 100 at most if it's like direct hit. But with the way you're going to be able to get shot at even while you're in the vehicle, and the way you're going to run out of, you know, fuel and gas even while you're in the vehicle, you know, you're probably not going to use it that offensively. Maybe you drive by, jump out of the car, and start building and cranking against players. That's most likely how it's going to go down from what I can tell. But we'll have to see very, very soon. Based off of the receding water that we've seen, it's most likely going to be either 1 or 2 patches before the water level is low enough to where there's a lot more land and these cars will get activated. And if they stay on track, probably every 2 weeks, the water level is going to go down until the end of the season. But we're most likely going to get the cars either in the first major update or the second major update of the season, which should only be a few weeks away. Let me know what you guys think about the car update that's coming up. Let me know what you guys think about the numbers that we talked about today and how you feel about the mobility that's coming to the game. I'm personally really excited to see how it plays out. Finally, a breath of fresh air, something a little bit different, to get the pace of the game moving a little bit faster. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like these type of discussion videos, like this video, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, creator code SypherPK in the item shop. I'll see you guys next time.